Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
What's that? Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're teaming up with Beehive Meals, honoring people that impact youth sports youth sports in our communities. We screw up this read. Nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contests. Then listen every Thursday to JJ and Alex for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. Real quick, Ben, before Jaren Jackson Jr., can I ask you a quick society question?
Mm-hmm.
We can ask Sean this too because Sean's younger than us. Coachella is going on right now by Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found a story that Vanna White is at Coachella.
Okay.
I saw people complaining that our favorite couple, Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry, were at Coachella. And people were complaining that, I can't even remember what bar they said, but once you're not in your 20s, you can't go to music festivals anymore. Is there a limit? First of all, Vanna White can do whatever she wants.
Yes, Vanna White's invited.
I would never criticize Vanna White for anything ever. But is there? I mean, Katy Perry's 41.
Okay, she's almost my age.
Justin Trudeau ran a dang country already.
Yeah.
Shouldn't your music festival days be in the rearview mirror? I mean, maybe a small.
It's better than Burning Man. If Trudeau shows up at Burning Man, we're all in trouble.
But I told you my great uncle in his 90s went to Burning Man.
Yeah, that's
which
the
I
thing.
Think
that is a thing people do.
Cool.
People get old and they're like, "Oh, I wish I had done more when I was younger, so I'm going to Burning Man now." And
my great aunt had dementia, and he took care of her for a long, long time. And when she finally passed, he was like, I'm going for it.
Go see the world.
He did a what do they call that? A veteran flight. What do they call that? Where he went back to Korea because he was in the Korean War, and he went to Burning Man. So maybe this is a moot point. There just is it's all young at heart. But I'm sure you don't want to see Justin Trudeau at Coachella. It'd be like, we're going somewhere else next year. Are you serious?
Who did he show up for? Is there some Canadian band that he was like, yeah, I got to see?
Oh, no. He got dragged there by his gal. I mean, there's.
And then is Justin Trudeau staying up? Because I watched Bieber a little bit. I fell asleep. And Bieber didn't go on until I think 12:15 our time. It's like, Justin Trudeau, are you staying up till 11:15 specific to watch Justin Bieber do a very average performance?
Well, I don't know. How hard is Justin Trudeau going at it these days?
I don't know.
I mean, did he have one of those where I had to stay buttoned up for all this time and now I'm just going to cut
I'm ready
loose?
to cut loose?
Because he's dating.
Again, that's the trouble. I don't want that. If you've been at the top of the world and, he's not quite there as the Prime Minister of Canada or whatever, but I hope he doesn't feel like he has to get away from everything.
Well, let me just tell you this. We were at Holiday City Park the other day.
Can you imagine seeing a former president at Burning Man?
It'd be weird.
Yeah, I don't want that.
But we were at Holiday City Park the other day, Ben, and they have a skate park over there, and some skate team was using it. And my daughter and her friend took their scooters over there and just were riding on the little hills or whatever. And all the skate team was like, "There's a bunch of little kids here. We're out of here." They bounced because there was a bunch of little kids here. I never want to be the opposite of that. If somebody goes to a music festival and they're in 20s and they belong there and they look over at me and they're like, "Oh, the geezers are here. I guess we're going somewhere else."
You don't want to be the geezer?
I don't want to be the geezer.
Sure. I feel like I'm the geezer now when I show up places. And
Right.
It happens quick.
So I've stopped going to those places.
I'm going to a music festival coming up in the next little
You're
bit,
the geezer. All the people in their
absolutely
20s are going to be like, what is this geezer doing
But you know
here?
what? They've started booking bands for geezers.
At this festival you're
No,
going to?
not this one,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
No,
yeah, you're not going to,
I'm the lame-o.
Aerofest, feel free to
Sure.
knock yourself right out.
Sure. But that's what the state fair is for. The county fair is for going and seeing the geezers.
Is it at the county fair? I don't think location matters.
No, I mean, the county fair is, though, for I want to say washed, but it's yeah, cool. Third Eye Blind's coming through for the county fair. People who, when you were
No, but
18, mattered, and 20 years later, they don't.
What was that stupid tour back in the day that all the skater people went to?
Warped Tour.
Warped Tour?
Yeah. Like, once you're a certain age, you can't go to Warped Tour anymore. Like, if you went to Warped Tour when you were 21
Yeah, so
and you saw somebody in their 40s, you'd be like, oh.
Old man's here.
This is Jump the Shark.
Guess I'm not going to this band.
It's over.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that geezer.
Okay. Rob yourself of opportunities.
Of?
Opportunities. See live music. Be with the people. Be with the young people.
Well, yeah, I'll go see Poison when they come through. I'm not going to the hipster festival.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm giving up live music. I'm just not going to go where I'm not supposed to be. That's it.
It's an age limit.
It's not for me.
There's an age window.
It's not
21
for me
and over,
anymore.
And nobody older than
Like
35.
30.
Okay.
But except Vanna White, who can go anywhere.
Okay. She got a pass.
She does. All right. Jaren Jackson Jr. Sat down with media. Ben was there. Let's play you the availability.
Hey, Jaren.
Hello. Dirk picks up the mic, so I'd be.
Look like you're in control now.
Right?
What's kind of last couple months been like for you? I mean, getting to know the guys, but not being on the court. What has this all been like?
I mean, it's been fun. Every day just being around them, rehabbing and working hard, and I'm glad I got those 3 games under my belt before, so I'm overjoyed for that.
Where is your knee? What's the latest?
What's what?
Where's your knee as far as health goes? And
Oh, it's fine. It's progressing normally, exactly how it should, and I'll be 100% for the season, but definitely 100% to train this summer, the whole entire summer.
Is that scary to find out when someone says like tumor?
Is it scary? Probably. You know, I think I heard it like pretty early in the morning, so I was a bit.
That's good.
I was a bit like, oh damn. But yeah, it's something. It's life, man. Everyone's got a problem or everyone doesn't have a problem until you have one. So I think I was happy they were with me on it and directed me in the right way to take care of myself.
Lauri just told us that he was surprised, not in a bad way, but like when you got here, that you were way more detail oriented than he was expecting, and like picking up on small things and just like ready to talk right away. Did you want to kind of come in and make sure everyone knew that like this is a part of who I am?
Well, I think that's probably naturally who I've been, especially later in my career. I've watched a lot of guys, older than me when I was in Memphis, and they, seeing what they do and taking different parts of that, making it my own. And yeah, he's right. I'm always thinking about the game, and when we're not out there, we're always talking about X and O's and how we like the ball and where we like doing things. So I think that'll help us kind of speed run. You can't really speed run it, but speed run on-court chemistry a little bit, kind of get ahead quicker.
having watched this team now for 2 months, what excites you about next season?
Our size, our versatility, the talent levels off the charts. There's really not much to not like. I mean, everybody's playing hard out there. The offensive system's great. And just I'm glad to be able to come here and do whatever it takes to help and lead and compete. And yeah.
What can you do to help the defense? I mean, this year it's bottom of the league.
Mm-hmm.
You're known as a defensive stopper. What can you do to help the team? What can one person do to help a team change their ways?
Just go. I mean, whenever the ball, just go. I think when I was out there, I get a sample size, but they're releasing me to go to the rim from wherever I'm at, and they'll organize around me and recover around me. So not just rotations that are set, with whoever's there go, but actually having me go. And I think just talking early and loud will help us because, the guards can't see behind their head, and that'll help them a lot.
How do you like to attack your off seasons? Like in the past, what have you done training wise? What are you hoping to get done this season?
Yeah. Definitely needs to change now that I'm older, but I probably needed to do, well, depends how you look at it, but I probably needed to do a little bit less early. I think I would like to just hop right back on the court, like after any series when we were if I had lost the series or if we didn't make the playoffs, I was probably back on the court quicker than probably I should have been. And I think taking that time off from it is good, but I've been also rehabbing, so it's a different type of timeline. And just working on my body and my conditioning and really getting in the best shape, I think, is my number one priority. Like, I'm not thinking of anything else but that, because, you know, you can use conditioning as a weapon for real. Like, it's a huge thing, especially in Utah. So,
what have you learned about Will?
Will, what have I learned about Will? I mean, he loves the game. He loves to compete. He's fiery. Definitely wants to win all the time. So I think that fits in great with who I am as a person. Open dialogue about who I am, just so he knows how to get the best out of me, coaching me. And yeah, he's great.
Well, do you like hard coaching? Do you need someone to come in a little bit softer? Because everyone's different with that. What do you like?
I mean, what do you like? I mean, I feel like, you know, I don't think, like, as a player, you don't get to pick that. I think you adapt to what you're in and be grateful for the opportunity. I don't know if I've ever had that. I mean, I had Coach Izzo, so I know what's up and down the line.
Yeah.
In high school, it was same sort of thing. I've seen hard coaching in my life, so I don't think I've known much else. I don't know any coaches that aren't hard, honestly.
I mean, I think there's some coaches that'll, like, they know that there's some guys on the team that, like, if they get really, really into them, that they're not going to react the best, you know? So, like, they can be a little bit harder on some guys than others.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's hard on me. I hope that sets the precedent for everything down the line. I want to be coached, and that's the only way you're going to grow.
As you think about this team getting healthy and playing again with you and Key and Walker and Lauri, like, just what do you think about the potential of this team next season in a pretty loaded Western Conference?
Yeah, you know, there's no take every game for what it is. Don't look ahead. I know about the Western Conference. It's a bloodbath every year. That will never change, and I think that's the excitement about it. You know, it's gonna be fun to compete every night. You're seeing these teams 4 times, learning them. So then when you get to the postseason, you know, you figured out what they do, they figure out what you do, and you just got to do everything perfect, or try to do everything perfect. I think the West is never going to change, and you just got to stay humble and put your head down and just work. You can't really look too much. You don't know where guys are going to be in the league come next season with the moves happening in the summer, but I guarantee you a lot of them will be in the West.
Have you been around for a couple months? What stands out about the consistency of the support from Jazz fans?
Selling out games. I think when I'm walking around, just the dialogue is pretty interesting. Like, they kind of skip the whole hello thing. They kind of just go right, hey, like, they'll be like, hey, how's the knee? Is it good? That'll be like the first thing they'll say to me instead of hi, kind of like, you know, they're already in the system. They're already, you know, I'm coming into their ecosystem a little bit. So this unwavering support everywhere. Shoot, Park City, walk around downtown, and you're gonna feel that. I for sure gonna feel it tonight in our last home game.
Have you grown close to anyone inside the locker room specifically? Anyone you've gotten to know very well?
I mean, well, you know, I came over here with my boys. I think with my schedule with when I started rehabbing versus when I was playing, like, I was around Keontae a lot more. I think we've been pretty much in the gym at the same time all the time. So, shoot, conditioning-wise, we've been bouncing ideas off each other on how we want to approach the off-season. And then Lau is a psycho with just how he works. And I'm just, you know, we're bouncing ideas off each other on what we can do to improve. Zay, EJ, Ace. Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, playing ride's been fun. You know these guys. I mean, y'all know them even better than I know them. And these are fun guys.
I'll ask it kind of in a more pointed way. Do you think that this roster can make the playoffs?
100%.
Cool. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like that last part. Don't downplay it. Hey, you wouldn't expect that coming from a player.
Players don't. Players are fully expecting to make the playoffs next year.
I don't know if I'm digging Lau as a nickname.
Do you think that's what the players call him?
No. Maybe.
They all have nicknames.
I like Mark better.
Okay. Hey, Mark.
Mark.
Okay. Marky. I like Marky better. Lauri might not like that. Lau may not like that. I've never called him that in my life.
Well, you shouldn't be calling players by their nicknames. That's something that...
Call Keontae Key. You know what I mean? It's short for his first name. He doesn't call me Benjamin.
Yeah. I don't know. I learned. I know. I guess I don't know for a fact. I never heard it from his lips, but Quinn Snyder hated being called Q.
Yeah.
And every reporter, probably you excluded, I don't remember you specifically, but a lot of reporters, let me put it that way, would start out every question with, "Hey, Q."
Yeah.
And just knowing that he hated that so much.
I don't
act overly familiar because I think it bothers people.
I don't call John Conchar Jitty.
Is that
his
nickname?
Jitty.
Oh, you need to pull out Conch on him. See how he likes it.
Hot dog.
Hey, Conch.
Hey, Conch. Triple J. No. T. Henny. I did not call Taylor Hendricks that. No. The guys have their little names for each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if
K-Love, no.
If a reporter dives in acting overly familiar, it'd be like...
Correct. It's a bad sign.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know about Key. Maybe he doesn't care about Key. Maybe that is like calling somebody Ben. But I know Quinn Snyder hated being called Q.
Yeah.
And
well, he didn't want to be called Quinn either at
no,
first. It's like,
he didn't want to be
well,
called
I'm
Quinn.
sorry, a fellow human being.
He wanted Coach or Coach Snyder or Coach Quinn Snyder.
Yeah.
He did not want...
Sorry, Dion.
He did not want Quinn, and he did not want Q.
Sorry, Emperor Sanders. I don't have to tell you guys.
Hey, Q.
Yeah. I'm going to see you every day.
Well, like even the name shortening one, where they'd be like, "Hey, Don," like instead of Donovan.
Yeah.
I don't know why that like overly familiar. Is that even his behind the scenes nickname?
Don? I don't know.
Don?
Must be. Walk. We don't call him Walker. Come walk.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's some of those, but I don't think those are overly familiar, especially early on. You know, you learn to get to know guys. Walt Clayton liked Walt, not Walter.
It was kind of funny in the same way as back in the day with my guy Hans, who hated being called Hans, and so anytime somebody called him Hans, you noticed.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get to Lauri? Lau? Excuse me.
Lau next.
Should we hit Lau? Coming
Lau?
up next. All right. A little Lau Mark, and then coming up next, Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Join Scotty G coming up on Wednesday from noon to 3 at Bar W Beef, their pop-up event at the Cal Ranch store, 950 North Main Street in Spanish Fork. You could go to like a ska festival, Ben. They're all geezers at ska festivals these days.
Yeah. Ironically, I saw these guys at one of those tours you were talking about.
I'm sure you
I was
did.
very young, and I'm sure there was a bunch of old dudes there, and I was like, oh, that's not cool.
Look at all these old guys. You can't like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah.
But that was 20 years ago, which is the point.
Yeah.
Maybe more. This reminds me of junior year in high school.
Okay.
Because everybody just played it nonstop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, we heard from Jaren Jackson Jr. in the last segment. Anything else we need to go over that he said? I mean, his knee's fine.
Not that he said, other than I think Jazz fans should be relatively prepared for this to be Jaren Jackson Jr.'s team next year. And I don't think they are because he has not been there for the last 4 years. But I think there's going to be a major turnover for what this team feels like next season. And it's going to be, I think Jaren's going to be the central piece.
You don't think Lau would have an issue with that?
He is a total introvert. Now, I think he's come out of his shell a little bit, but no, Lauri will let anybody take it.
Well, I don't care about personality-wise. What about on the floor?
He's an introvert everywhere.
Yeah, but he should score 26 points a game still next year.
If anyone is likely to drop to 15 points a game next year, it's Lauri.
That would be a huge failure.
I think it'd be a huge mistake, but...
If Lauri dropped that much in production, it'd be a huge failure and an underutilized resource.
But he took a backseat to Darius Garland and Colin Sexton and whoever when he was in Cleveland.
But well, Cleveland aside, I mean, you've heard the I don't know, whatever, the stories about when he first got here and they had to pull him aside and say, hey, yeah, you're the team's best player. They had to, tell him that. That was 4 years ago.
I don't know if he knows still.
I think if, and it's not like, it's one thing for LeBron to take a bite out of Chris Bosh. They didn't add LeBron to the team. They didn't add Luka to the team. They added Jaren Jackson Jr., who in and of himself is not a selfish player. I would be shocked if Lauri were not the team's highest scorer next year.
He should be the favorite, but I would say it's among the 3 guys on the team, maybe 4 if you want to say there's 4 guys that could. I'd say Lauri's at 40% and the other 3 are splitting the 60%. I don't know if it's...
It's not going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. That's never been him. They're not going to let Key be hot dog, so it's not going to be him. So hot dog! Who else would it be? Key won't play if he just lets the air out of the ball. I mean, the play hard and pass thing isn't going away.
I agree. It's really easy to score when you have the ball in your hands.
They're not going to let him. That's my point.
Yeah, they didn't let him this year. Oh, no. Yes, they did let him do that.
Yeah, but they're not trying to win. You think the play hard and pass thing goes out the window next year and Keontae all of a sudden is taking 21 shots? No way.
I don't know. It's very possible.
I don't think it's possible at all.
Look at the NBA. Who scores? Look at the top 10
I'm
scorers in the NBA right now.
I'm not talking about the NBA. I'm talking about
Where
the
Jazz. Where do the Jazz play? They're playing the NBA.
Yes, and
it's a copycat league. These guys aren't that creative. No one's that amazing.
So Will didn't mean it when he said play hard and pass. He didn't mean it when he had that whole thing with Colin Sexton and Taylor Horton-Tucker and all that. He didn't mean any of that.
No.
I disagree.
No, you play who's your best player. Who makes it easiest? That's what it is. What's the path of least resistance?
Ball dominant guard doesn't win in the NBA. So I don't think they're going to do it. They know that.
Shea, Luka, Jalen Brunson, these are top 4 seeds. Cade Cunningham.
Luka only takes 19 shots a game. He's literally the most efficient guard ever to play. He doesn't play like that. Like that? Doncic plays like that and hasn't won squat.
Like that? Been to the finals.
Kinda.
What do you mean, kind of?
Kind of.
He went to the finals.
I know, but...
How do you kind of go to the finals?
That wasn't the world's most strong Western Conference, and they kind of fluked it out anyway.
Still made it to the finals.
Okay, you can hang your head on that.
And that's what teams do. I'm just telling you what's going on in the NBA.
I don't think there's a chance Keontae George leads the team in scoring.
Is there another player on the planet like Lauri who leads a good team in scoring? No, and there never has been.
If Keontae George is a let the air out of the ball point guard, I will take back every nice thing I've ever said about Will Hardy. If Keontae George is the one dominating the ball on the team next year, then absolutely will retract every nice thing I've said
and as I've said, Lauri, if I had to pick right now who would be the Jazz's leading scorer, I would say it's probably Lauri, but it's not 80% likely.
I think lazy coaches let guys go out and dominate the ball. Or scared coaches, in the case of Mike D'Antoni. Because he took the job and changed every core philosophy about his coaching to let James Harden dribble. I don't think that's Will Hardy. I really don't.
I think Will Hardy wants to win games because winning games keeps you employed, and guards that score a lot of points win a lot of games.
Win some games.
In the regular season. Winning in the regular season gets you a long ways for coaches. I wish coaches, I wish we were reinventing the wheel. A lot of these teams end up where they are because the rules behoove you to be a guard who dribbles and draws fouls. And Keontae is really good at dribbling and drawing fouls. And the Jazz do not have any other ball handlers on the team.
He can handle the ball, absolutely. I just don't want him taking 21 shots. You move the ball movement. That's what, at least it would appear that they're working toward through all this mess. They just gave the franchise to a point guard with all this talent. I don't see him doing it. No. And a barely proved point guard at that.
Yeah, we'll see. Lowry's never proven anything either.
Speaking of Lau, let's get to, here's Lauri Markkanen and his locker room clean-out interview, kind of.
Got a haircut.
You got a haircut.
I did. Wasn't about me.
Lauri, has this season been frustrating?
Yeah, it's not the results that you want, obviously, but trying to look at the big picture, I think we got a great future ahead of us, and that's kind of being the back of our minds as well, and trying to get the guys healthy and be ready to go. And I feel like we're doing progress on that, and see the guys kind of pushing their bodies at the gym, and that's kind of motivating everybody else as well, but obviously not the results on the court that we've been wanting. So in that way, frustrating, but you've been trying to find positives.
I guess I'm actually kind of not talking about the results on the court. I mean, just like not being able to play, kind of another year where it's the results you don't want. Like, has that been frustrating?
Yeah, but kind of what I just said,
Yeah.
just you try to look at the positives and getting your body right, and like, yeah, I mean, obviously frustrating not to be out there. You want to play every game, and especially home games like right now, just trying to feel like just bummed out being on the bench and seeing all the fans that come support us and not being out there. So that's the frustrating part, and so been trying to find positives to kind of hang in there and get my body right, and yeah.
Is there any way that you can improve without playing?
Yeah, I think you can see other stuff just watching, and I think most importantly, you can talk to your teammates more and kind of see their tendencies, what they like to do, and kind of try to build that chemistry. Even though I'm not out there, you can see what the other guys like, and you can talk on the bench and in the locker room, and in that way, those are important moments.
Are you the type of person that writes that down, or is that just like in the hard drive in the back of your brain?
Kind of a brain. I don't write it down. If I see something, I try to just get the guy one-on-one and talk to him and kind of pick his brain and how he sees things, and maybe I can improve or learn something from younger guys or older guys or whatever the case may be. But I think you can always improve. And
Your numbers bounced back a lot this year. Any single thing or a couple things you would point to as the reason?
I always give credit to my teammates, right? So I think that made it easier. Keontae made a big jump, and that took some pressure off me as well. And but in general, I think we played within our system better, and that fit me better, moving off the ball. And I think our teammates did a great job of finding me, setting good screens for me, like having Nurk set down screens, and I don't think I've been that open in a while, you know, and so those things matter, obviously, and then I think just did a better job of finishing at the rim and shooting the ball better, so that helps.
What type of impact did Jaren have on the locker room after he got here?
So what?
What type of impact has Jaren had on the locker room, even since he's not been on the floor?
Yeah, it's been good. You don't know the player in person before he gets here, right? So he's proven to be a lot more, I don't want to say this wrong, but like he's more into details than I thought, and he's really explaining it to the guys and how he sees the game, and he's a really smart player, and I was a really positive surprise as well. Not saying like I was expecting that, but like how vocal he is and how we talked on the bench right when he got here, like from day one. So he's been really good in that way, and then just the character in the locker room and having positive vibes the whole time, and so it's been a pleasure to have him.
Ace has taken a big step over the past couple months. What's most impressed you about his growth?
I mean, you always say game is slowing down, right? But I think for him, he sees just getting those reps coming down, pin downs, or just the way we play in our system. I think it is slowing down from him. He sees the reads better and taking his time. He's pace going to the shot, like he's not rushing, and I think this last couple months he's really taken a step of seeing things even clearer on the court, and that helps him obviously score the ball really well, make good passes, and I think he's improved on the defensive end as well. And yeah, the whole year he's been a good offensive rebounder, and I'm glad that he's been kind of showing that even more now.
You mentioned Nurk. Him and Kevin are going to have free agent off seasons. They both said that they'd love to be back. First of all, how important for you would it be to have both of those guys back? And in the case of Kevin, how important is it to have a vet in a locker room who has seen every level?
I would love to have both of them. I'm really good friends with both of them, and I think it would be a big thing for us just having an older guy, both of them older guys, and who've seen a lot of things. And Kevin's a champion, and like you go into a year we have high expectations, and it's not like going to be perfect that you win every single game. There's going to be some rough stretches, and I think those things matter and how you handle it in the locker room, and that translates to the court. So I think those veteran guys who've been through it are very important, and so I would love for both of them to be back. And that's the part about the NBA. You never know what's going to happen, and you have really good friends on the team, and sometimes they switch teams, they get traded, they sign somewhere else. So you never know how things going to work out. But I mean, I've enjoyed my year, both of them kind of reuniting with Kevin from the Cleveland years, and still have the same chemistry. And so.
Do you think that this roster? I mean, I know that you don't know what's going to happen this summer, but you're coming back. You're going to have you, Jaren, potentially Walker, Ace, Keontae. Like that looks like a nice starting five. Do you think that this roster can make the playoffs?
I mean, things have to, obviously, the league is super talented, and I think we got to put it together, but we definitely have a chance. I think, and that's our mindset going into a year that we will make the playoffs, and that's everybody's goal. I've talked to the guys, and they're ready to go into off-season and work out and get better in every way possible and kind of be ready to go in October. But just, yeah, hopefully we can get great summer and add a couple pieces here, and I think we'll be ready to go.
When you signed the deal, you said, you believed in the vision that Jay-Z and Danny had for this team, and I'm kind of curious now that we do look to be ramping up into, contention windows again, like, do you think that this is kind of that vision that you guys saw then, and is it better or is it worse? How does it compare?
Yeah, we never really talked about certain players specifically, but it's more so what we want and what we want to have in the locker room, and that, like, again, it translates to the court, and kind of we've always had a good relationship with front office guys. We've been open about things, and I think kind of it's great to see this kind of come to life, what they've been talking to us about, and so I'm really excited. But yeah, I wouldn't say this was exactly what we talked about, because we didn't talk in specifically, but like we always stay in touch, and you see that's the best part about this ownership and front office, and like they're around all the time. You're working out there in the gym, and it's not like official talk with like a meeting or anything, but it's just building the relationship and having the trust and kind of enjoying being around each other. So
I know the playoff drought for you, but like, what would making the playoffs mean for you?
That's what you play for, right? So that would mean a lot.
How has Austin been?
He's been good. Obviously, don't know him as long of a time as the other guys, but again, same thing. Just he's at the gym all the time, and we see each other and have these little talks about life or basketball, and so he's been really good.
What are your summer plans?
Stay here for a little bit, and then go to Finland, and we have a couple of national team games, and I'm excited to have that as my ramp up again going to the NBA season. So a little bit of a family friends time, but then a lot of basketball again. So
if you have to play more three next year, what do you have to do this summer?
just keep working on the explosiveness and like sideways moving type of stuff, and then it kind of, I think a lot of film work goes into it too. Like, not, I mean, 3 and 4 they're kind of same spot, but like you're guarding a little faster guys at the 3, and but matchups always, especially how the game is now with a lot of switching happening. So just working on my body, get that healthy, and try to play on the perimeter a little more.
All right.
There's Lauri Markkanen, locker room clean out. On the last part, it doesn't matter because you're huge. And if a 7-foot guy guards a 6'6" guy, you're going to have an advantage, whether you're fleet of foot or not. It's the brilliant part about having a huge lineup. But Jazz fans are going to have to get used to that because they're used to defending bad defenders who are a little itty-bitty. Lauri can be as mediocre a defender as he wants. If he's guarding a 6'7" guy, he's going to have an advantage every night. You just gap him.
He's going to suffer some blow-bys. He will because he's not that quick. And he's got weird timing on some of his stuff. And it's not going to matter because they're going to turn the corner and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler are going to be there. I mean, that's the advantage. The Jazz, by adding Jaren and bringing Walker back, are essentially able to hide Lauri. You know, Lauri most nights is probably going to guard the worst player, if not Keontae. And then you're going to have Ace, going to be kind of the primary perimeter defender, and they'd love to get another good perimeter defender in the draft. Austin Ainge kind of talked about that being a focus. But, yeah, I think that's kind of the model that they're going to be looking for, and Lauri will be in a good spot.
Wrapping up the Jake and Ben Show, coming up next, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two niggas on their ways, talking sports. They got it made Jackson on soul. Loves his tie guy, Ben's got style with his scarf. Oh my.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Did you see the Tyrese Haliburton news real quick, Ben, as we wrap up the show?
I saw the photo of him.
So he gave some comments. He's lost half his eyebrow to shingles.
Okay. He's put on some weight.
Yeah, he's put on a bunch of weight, but he said
his neck.
He said that's because of the medication he's had to take to try and get rid of it, and it has not been all that successful. And I guess this immediately starts me thinking about myself. Shingles are chickenpox, right?
Kind of, yeah. I think it's the same thing.
Chickenpox that come back, but what's the likelihood of getting shingles after you had chickenpox? Like I had them as a kid. Did you get the vax, or did you?
I had chickenpox.
So does that make you more or less likely to get shingles? Because I like my eyebrows.
How do you feel about your weight?
I don't care about that as much.
You must have had chickenpox to develop shingles later in life. So you can't get shingles unless you had chickenpox.
Because you always have it, right? Or something like that. And it reemerges. Well, let me tell you, my old man got chickenpox as an adult, and you don't want
really bad.
You don't want any part of that.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, when the kids in the neighborhood got it, was go get it as a kid, because adults, it can be very, very harmful.
My old man got it in Florida when he was in his early 40s. They wouldn't let him on the plane. He just had to suffer in a hotel room. For he's supposed to come home. I think he spent 2 extra weeks in Florida just hanging out with the chicken pox. So I got to watch out for this shingles thing then.
Yeah, be careful around puppies and stuff, right? Isn't that how you get it?
What?
Can't puppies pass shingles along? How do people get shingles?
That's what I'm saying. You already have it, and it reemerges.
It just reemerges.
Yeah.
It's a reactivation of the varicella zoster or zoster virus.
Yeah, so it's
VZV.
Reemergence of chickenpox. No, you don't get it from dogs.
Okay.
That sounds like an old wives' tale.
You can get worms from dogs.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Careful.
But no, I don't think you can get shingles from
dogs. Close contact with lesions pose a risk of transmitting the virus to humans from dogs.
But no, I don't want shingles. But apparently there's not a whole lot you can do to avoid it.
But not a lot of people get it.
Hey, if you're Tyrese Haliburton and you're the Pacers, you want to get it this season, right? If you're going to get shingles, it might as well be now.
It's a good year to get it. Yeah. Cody Williams had mono at the end of last year. I don't know how he got mono, but...
Better to get it then.
Yeah, better to get it last year than this season. He played well to close the season, kind of.
No, I think you can throw it in the play well category. I mean, whether or not it's sustainable or that's going to be his role going forward is a different discussion.
Yeah.
But
or if he's on the team.
I don't think he played poorly.
Certainly played much better this year than he did last year. Then again, if he had had a triple-double, people would have been like, wow, Cody's really figured it out. And then you realize, Bez and Bang had a triple-double in these meaningless games. It's just
the triple-double in the NBA doesn't even matter.
There's no stats matter after January.
It's kind of like running for 1,000 yards in the NFL. Maybe a bad example because nobody runs anymore, but there's 2 extra games.
Yeah.
Since when they set the standard as 1,000 yards being a good season, there's more opportunity. Teams play differently now. I think triple-double now is an outdated stat.
Yeah, I agree. Quinn Snyder used to rail against it because he didn't understand why we cared about counting by tens. It was like, well, we have 10 fingers. I mean, that's honestly why we count by tens. It's easy to count that way.
It's a round number.
It's a round number. It's easy to do, but we do like triple-doubles for that reason.
Stay tuned. Scotty G and friends coming up next. 97.5
Thanks, Sean.
KSL Sports Zone.